Royal Family. I'm back and I missed y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Royal Family, we got to get into this Queen Sugar episode, okay? It wasn't really much, but I'm going to squeeze out as much as I can. For my returning Royal Family members, welcome. I've missed you terribly. And if you are new to my channel and this is the first time that you are seeing my beautiful face, thank you for clicking on the video. We talk about a lot here, and if you always want to join in on the discussion about Queen Sugar, other TV reviews, social topics, pop culture topics, start now, click the subscribe button, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our royal discussions. All right, let's get into it. So Queen Sugar. So my last review was long. It was about an hour, and the reason being is because I was aware that last week we wouldn't be getting a Queen Sugar episode. All right, so they've been gone for a week. And now they're back with the jump off. All right. So this episode, I mean, it didn't give me as much drama as I was hoping for, considering that they took off a whole week, you know, but whatever, we'll make it do what it do. So I'm going to be skipping around. I mean, there were some things, especially with Aunt Vi. I kind of want to talk about Aunt Vi a lot, her in Hollywood. But let's just get into it. So Ralph, Angel, and Darla decided that it was a good idea, which I agree with, for Blue to see a counselor, considering the fact that he just found out that Ralph Angel is not his biological father. But Ralph Angel gave that beautiful speech at the end of the last Queen Sugar episode, letting Blue know, hey, look, you know, I chose you. My heart is beating inside your heart. You know, I love you, so on and so forth. So the counselor is sitting with Blue, Darla, and Ralph Angel. And she's kind of getting to know him, and she's talking to him and stuff like that. And she told Blue, like, hey, you know, you want to go outside and play. So she went outside with him, and she came back. And she sat with Darla and Ralph Angel. And she was just basically telling them, like, hey, you know, I want you to write down a plan that you have for Blue's future, you know. Which I thought was an interesting exercise, I guess. I mean, I'm not a counselor in that magnitude, so I don't know what the objective was. But okay, it was an exercise for them to, I guess, think and think about what it is that they wanted for Blue's future. And I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, Royal Family, because y'all always do, and I love it. Ralph Angel did write down that he wanted his son to go to college or something like that. I didn't fast forward past that part, but I wasn't really fully paying attention, so forgive me. But anyway, so, I mean, yeah, I guess that's the vision that most parents have for their children in this day and age anyway. So I like the fact that, I wonder whose idea that was. I love the fact that they're taking the initiative and they're being really adult about this and mature about this situation, even though I know it's hard for Darla and I know it's hard for Ralph Angel, and it's even harder for Blue, for him to kind of figure all of this stuff out. Like, what does all of this mean? He knows that he's loved, but I'm pretty sure him being a young child, he's pretty much curious as like, okay, if Ralph Angel is not my biological father, then who is, right? So this is hard for all of them, but I do love the fact that they're showcasing that these parents are getting help and they're getting counseling for their child. I mean, Ralph Angel, it still makes him very uneasy, and you can tell he's not used to this. I probably was Darla's idea, being that she went through a 12-step program and she's accustomed to being counseled. So Ralph Angel seems a little bit uncomfortable, but he'll do anything for Blue. So he is definitely participating, which I love. Moving along, and we're hoping for the best for Blue, Darla, and Ralph Angel, right? Because even though they're characters, they've become like real people to us. Anyway, moving along. Oh man. Hollywood and Aunt Vi. You know, Aunt Vi is really having a hard time like processing the visit of Jimmy Dale and also processing the betrayal, you know, that she feels from Nova. You know, she stated in previous episodes that she raised that girl like she was her own, you know. And poor Hollywood, you know, him and Aunt Vi are laying in the bed, and, you know, Hollywood wants a piece of Vi's prize pies, okay? But Vi seems to be shutting down shop. So sexually, it's just not there. Hollywood said, that he usually has a hard time, he usually has to keep up with Aunt Vi as far as her libido is concerned. So not only does Hollywood have to see Aunt Vi emotionally detached, but also physically detached as well, which is, people can get, antsy, and when they're accustomed to things being one way and then all of a sudden it's completely different, and they themselves, and I mean Hollywood by that, they themselves can't really do anything to turn it around. It's got to be rough. When you love someone as much as Hollywood loves Aunt Vi, he cherishes her, he honors her, he respects her. And to see her have to go through all of this emotional turmoil, and he feels like there isn't anything that he can do but stand by and just comfort her. He can't take the pain away. That has to be weighing on him, And Aunt Vi decided to call her doctor, let her doctor know what was going on. And, she was honest with her doctor by saying that, sexually, she doesn't even have a desire to have sex with her husband. And, the doctor asked her, was there anything traumatic that went on recently? And of course, we know because of Nova's book. But let me tell you what I think, right? I think I'm always fooling with my hair, right? I'm just trying to be perfect for y'all, What I think is this. I feel that Aunt Vi is holding on to a lot more secrets that will hopefully be revealed throughout the season, right? It seems like in people from like her generation, because Aunt Vi is of a particular age, right? People from her generation, especially in like the Black community, it may be other communities, but as I always say, I'm Black, so I have to speak from my experience. Like a lot of things, they just keep hush hush. They just don't talk about. They may not have had the tools and the resources that are available now, where people can go see therapists, counselors. They can be a lot more vocal. They can identify post-traumatic stress or depression or, anxiety issues. We have a name to attach to it now, like in 2019. But maybe back in Aunt Vi's time, like they just dealt with abusive husbands. They dealt with abuse, neglect, post-traumatic stress. Like there wasn't a name, attached to it. So she seems to come from a generation of women who suppress a lot of their emotional issues. And I really feel that the presence of Jimmy Dale just brought up a lot more issues that she is not revealing. Now, here's the thing, right? It's really unfortunate that she's so disconnected, and you can tell that she's really trying. Like her and Hollywood sat down. Hollywood, had a talk with Ralph Angel where he just said, the bedroom is a little cold. And, Ralph Angel told Hollywood, listen, you guys are meant to be together. Just hang in there. And it's like, especially with Hollywood having to take care of his ex-wife who had mental issues, remember he kept her on her insurance. You could see that Hollywood definitely is a fighter. He's a good guy. But sometimes people who are good people or good guys, good women, they get tired too. They want to be catered to too. And I'm not trying to say that Aunt Vi is a bad person and what she's doing is wrong, but I really feel that if Aunt Vi is having troubles kind of dealing with the issues that were brought back up because of Jimmy Dale's appearance, she really needs to seek help, because I do think it's unfair for Hollywood to just be standing by and his needs are not met. I know some of you may not agree with me, but it's a traumatic situation that she endured, yes. But see, again, I always say this in my Queen Sugar reviews. This is exactly why keeping secrets does not benefit you. You suppress. You're not going to go on a toilet and poop it out. You know what I mean? It's going to stay there, and eventually it's going to come back up. And I really feel that there's a lot more that Aunt Vi is not talking about out of fear, out of, just fear. I said that right. Out of fear, out of anger, out of resentment, out of, I just want it to go away. But she is going to have to bring these things up, because I don't think it's fair for Hollywood to just sit by and watch her suffer and he can't do anything about it. And it's starting to affect their relationship. And she did ask Hollywood to be very patient with her, which was a step in the right direction because she's acknowledging that there's an issue, that she's not right. She's acknowledging that. And she's asking Hollywood, please be patient with me. And she had the nerve to say that she wanted a little bit of space. Like, what? Space? Soldier Boy voice. Space? Where's Hollywood gonna go? He's in this for the long haul, Aunt Vi. And when she said that, I said to myself, space? Like, no. Hollywood doesn't want to give you space. He wants to be there for you. He wants to help you through this. So he reminded her of the vows that they took, for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, So Hollywood is not going anywhere. And I just really hope that this is not the beginning of like the separate, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the separation between Aunt Vi and Hollywood. Like, I hope that he doesn't grow tired and grow frustrated to the point where he's decided to walk away. I don't see that because he's stuck by her through a lot. And yeah, I was a little bit nervous about that scene because it's like, ooh, I kind of see where this is going, but I hope I'm wrong. So I hope that Hollywood is, patient as Aunt Vi asked him to. But, he's human, you know what I mean? Like, but what is he going to do? Like, walk away and go find somebody else? You love this woman, Hollywood. So I feel like Aunt Vi definitely should just come clean about what's really, really bothering her. She did say, she's not right, and she mentioned Jimmy Dale, but I feel like that there is a lot more, and I'm sure it's gonna come out. So we're rooting for Aunt Vi and Uncle Hollywood because that I would be devastated. I would totally be devastated. Like when I found out that Hollywood was married a couple seasons ago, I cried. I really did. I know I'm doing too much, but anyway, moving along. Charley is running for office, so she decides to go full on. And she's setting up her little campaign office and things like that. And Romero, I'm sorry, y'all, I still don't trust him. I could be wrong about him, but something about him that I just don't trust. So Charley's smitten by him, and he's supporting her throughout her running for office and things like that. And then she has a couple of people in the community helping her out with her campaign. We see Prosper helping her out. Genevieve is a lady that came from St. Thomas, I think it is, to show her support. Prosper is familiar with Genevieve, and he's smitten at the sight of her. They're flirting, okay, and it's real cute. So, they're there supporting each other. There's another scene where Charley is kind of pandering, for lack of a better word. That's what candidates do, like presidential, governmental candidates. They kind of like pander to certain demographics that they normally don't visit. So she is at a fair, she's at a carnival, and she basically approaches, she's there with Romeo and Micah, and she's basically approaching a pastor who is a Hispanic pastor, and she's just trying to familiarize herself with him. And at first he's not buying it, he's not feeling it or whatever, and she just lets him know, like, she's here for the community and things like that. And he tells her, like, look, straight up, I've never seen you on this side of town prior to you running for office. So Charley understands how the game works, you know what I mean? And there was another scene where she came up to him again, Charley. She met up with him, and she kind of like let him know how serious she is. And he tells her, like, anybody running for office should be serious, And she just talks about the plight of Black people, slightly touching on that. And she talks about how, Black people built this country, and the pastor says to her, yes, we are the ones, us Hispanics are the ones that maintain this country by taking jobs that other people wouldn't want to take. So I see Ava DuVernay has been like sprinkling little political topics throughout this season so far. And I'm here for it. You know what I mean? It's good to stay abreast and stay current, you know what I mean, as far as what's going on politically, even though people don't like to talk about politics. And in some arenas, you can't talk politics with certain types of people. But I do like the fact that she's using her platform to bring awareness and It mimics certain things, mimic what's going on present day. So, I respect that. I definitely respect that. What else is taking place here? Micah, there was a scene, where Micah called over his little girlfriend. Is her name Kiki? Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Kiki just doesn't seem to be feeling Micah anymore, right? And I wonder why. I wonder if it's because Micah is turning into this like radical right fighter, and Kiki just doesn't want all of that. Like, she just kind of wants a safe relationship with someone who is just not really a rebel rouser or a rebel with a cause. What do you guys think? Like, what's the static with them? He told her that she came over. He told her that he was going to visit Aunt in jail. She wasn't interested in going. She told him, give him my love. He wanted to talk to her, and she just was not feeling it. Like, not right now, Micah. I don't even want to talk. So what's the static with that? Do you think that she's grown tired of him because he's becoming different? Like, he's growing into something different than what she met him as? Like, when she met him, he was just like a really, innocent suburban boy, not really a rebel rouser, like I said. And I think she just doesn't want all of that. Like, she doesn't want all of that drama. I could be wrong. Tell me what you think. So Charley had a romantic scene with Romeo. I fast forwarded past that. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to Nova and Octavia. I tend to leave that toward the end. But anyway, so Charley is at her campaign office, and everyone's there, and Prosper and Miss Genevieve, they're like flirting with one another. Okay, they're having a good time, like AARP love. I'm here for it. Geriatric love. I'm here for it. And then a brick is thrown through Charley's the window of the office, and then I think it became real. Now let me say something about Charley. Charley, yes, is a strong woman. Yes, she's very competitive, and she is just, like I said, a pit bull in a pantsuit. Now, here's the thing that I asked myself, that I said I was going to ask you guys, royal family. Charley is going hard to save her father's land, right? Okay, it's her father. She loved her deity, and it's her family inheritance, you know what I mean? And okay, I get it. But do you guys, let me ask a question. Do you guys think that Charley is going so hard over her community and as it pertains to her father's land because she feels guilty for not spending a lot of time with him in, like, before he got sick and died? Like, I noticed that sometimes people will overcompensate, right? Whenever it is that they feel guilty about the fact that they could have done more. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Charley's intentions are not pure. That's not what I'm saying. But do you guys think that Charley is going hard, not only because it's her family's land, and she knows how to fight the good fight, but do you feel that there is a little bit of guilt there, hidden underneath all of this aggression and fighting and, going hard? Do you think that Charley feels a little bit guilty because she didn't spend as much time with her father as she could have, because she was focusing on, of course, her family and salvaging Davis's career? Remember, in the very first season, her father called her, and her father was saying to her, like, oh, I miss you, or when are you going to come visit? And she's just talking about how busy she was. Do you guys remember that? So tell me what you think about that. Like, do you think that Charley is overcompensating because there's a little bit of guilt there as it pertains to her father and not coming back home as often as her father would have liked her to? All right, moving along. So we get to, all right, let's talk about Nova and Octavia. I like to save this for last. I know I was all over the place, but whatever. So Octavia has proven to be a snake. Now, I knew this, you know what I mean? There was something about that hug on the last episode that she gave Nova, and her face was just scowled, and, she's like a washed up educator, and she is basically trying to get back into the limelight off of the back of Nova, So you see her showing up to Nova's interviews, and she's with her. She's traveling with her. So she's acting like she's Nova's PR person or Nova's second in command, you know. And there was a scene where there was an interview where they were sitting together and the guy was interviewing, and he asked Nova how does she feel about the fact that her sister is running for city council. And she was like, she had a frog in her throat. She couldn't say anything because she didn't know. Remember, no one's still communicating with Nova. And then, of course, Dr. Octavia Laurent steps in, and she's giving, you know, the sugar-coated, you know, heavily media-trained answer. And there was also a different scene where there was a meeting that was to take place, and Nova was sitting at a bar, and the bartender's like hitting on her, and she was supposed to go to the meeting. And, you know, Nova kind of like decided not to go because prior to Octavia was socializing with all the people that were there, and she basically tried to, she was jealous of her, and she basically tried to, like, you know, snatch an opportunity from Nova. Nova overheard, you know what I mean? Nova overheard Octavia talking to someone, I don't know what her title was, and she just basically said, Nova's not ready, you know what I mean? She's not that great of a writer. Nova overheard her, but she played it off, and Nova didn't say anything. So you can see Dr. Octavia Laurent is kind of like, she can't accept the fact that she's not in the limelight anymore, and her protege is on the rise. You know, the student has surpassed the teacher, so the teacher is bitter, you know, that whole thing. And yeah, and Nova, like, everywhere Nova goes, somebody's hitting on Nova. Like, Nova's got that sex appeal. Like, everybody, men, women, you know what I mean? It's her energy. That's what it is. It's her energy. So anyway, so basically, this was the scene that I really appreciated, you know, and Nova pretty much gave Octavia her walking papers. Like, she told her, like, listen, you know what I mean? Like, I've outgrown you, you know? And to me, thinking now, it seems like that was kind of not an inappropriate, well, yeah, inappropriate teacher-student relationship, because teachers and students shouldn't cross those lines. You know, it's just unprofessional. It has a tendency to get very messy and things like that. So looking back, I think Nova said that she was 18. So yes, she was legal age, but still, it's just whatever. So anyway, Nova realizes, like, she's jealous of me. Like, she's really jealous of me. I've outgrown you. You know, you can't control me anymore. You know, when Nova was probably 18, you know, Octavia could control her and put things into her head and tell her how to act, how to speak, how to think, how to do. And now Nova has grown into a woman, a grown woman with a mind of her own, you know what I mean? And she can maneuver the way she chooses to, in the way she feels comfortable. And she's also very skilled as far as her writing is concerned, and her ability to research and things like that. So she has outgrown Octavia. So Nova just basically gave her walking papers, and of course Octavia was very bitter about it and things like that. So yeah, we expected that. I'm glad that she swiftly exited. Now, Cree Summer did a great job, you know what I mean? I was really flabbergasted when I realized that was Freddie from freaking Different World. Like, amazing. She did an amazing job. Is this the last that we're going to see of her? I hope so. I think the character has run its course. But Nova she realized, like, you know what, this is not going to work. She did call, in a prior scene, try to call Charley and congratulate her. She was excited about the fact that her sister's running for city council. In the end of the episode, we see Charley with Aunt Vi, Hollywood, Prosper was there, Genevieve was there, Ralph Angel was there. So it's so funny to see that Charley has the support of her family while she's achieving things, but Nova doesn't have the support of her family while she's achieving things, because her book is picking up. You know, people are really flocking and gravitating towards her book, and people are being healed by her book. So her book is doing great things outside of her family structure, but as far as her family's concerned, you know, she hasn't revealed to anyone, any interviewer, that she's at odds with her family. Like, they're not talking to her. They are really not talking to her at all. So This episode was interesting. I think it was a good alley-oop for the next episode, because I don't know if you saw the preview, but Nova is going to be at like another interview that she's doing on continuing on her book tour. She is going to run into the formerly married, because I think he did divorce his wife, the white cop that she was dating, that he was married. I think he did divorce his, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he did divorce his wife because he wanted to be with Nova. So she runs into him. I can't wait to see what that is going to be like. And then there's also going to be an interview that Nova is sitting down for. And the interviewer says, you know, in your book, you said that you stated that you are the last female for your mother, or last female connection to your mother, or whatever. Basically saying you're the last female child for your mom, or the only female child for your mom. And the interviewer said that's not the case. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen next episode. I appreciated this episode. You know, I tried to squeeze out as much as I could, Royal Family. Tell me what you think. But next episode is going to be very interesting. If you remember, if you've been watching my reviews, remember when Aunt Vi first found out about the book? I'm going to link the video somewhere up here. And she was looking in the box. She was looking in a box, and there was a baby bracelet. And there were pictures, I think, of Aunt Vi. And she closed the box and she whispered, "Not now, Ernest." I think that Aunt Vi knows about Nova's sibling, if that's what they're alluding to. I'm telling you, Aunt Vi knows a lot more than she is saying right now. And I don't think that it's only the Jimmy Dale incident that is upsetting her stomach, affecting her emotions, and affecting her libido. I think that she is afraid that there are other things that are going to be revealed, and she is not prepared to like expose all of this, because it's just going to bring back up horrible memories. Royal Family, I love you for watching, y'all. I really, really do. Get down in the comments and let's talk about it, okay? Like I said, I always interact with you guys. Out of all of my reviews, I always say this, and it's true, I really feel that Queen Sugar is my favorite review, because the engagement is beautiful. I love engaging with you guys. If I say something that's not right, you guys correct me with love, and I respect it. You guys do it respectfully. So if I spoke out of turn, or if there's even anything that I miss that you wanted to kind of dive into more, get into the comments and state it. I'll get down with you in the comments. As you know, I respond to all of you guys. So again, if you're new to my channel and you want to join in on this discussion of Queen Sugar, some other reality shows, as well as, you know, pop culture topics, social issues, subscribe, click the notification bell so that you don't miss out. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the Royal Family. I appreciate you, all of my current subscribers. I love you, love you, love you, and I appreciate the love. So let's get down in the comments. I'll meet you guys down in the comments, okay? So I'm looking forward to Queen Sugar next week, because it looked like it's going to be real juicy. Until next time, peace.